8s.
Did you get your first pair?
I had a pair.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
I called.
So verbal bets are binding. He calls with the 2 8s.
It's a very good call.
Condescending is a very good call, he says.
He made a call. Don't worry, just put everything in and just hope it doesn't come. That's all. That's how we play. It's okay.
He would be a wonderful tournament director.
There's nothing wrong with that, man. There's nothing wrong. I respect.
Oh, he's got the American where he wants him, though. 10s over 8s. Here's the flop ace, 9-6.
I got a flush draw. You don't want another club.
Tony out in front.
I could be the best player in the world. Even if I lose this, I can still be the best. You can't.
He just loves himself at this point. You can't blame him.
He's
on a roll. Here comes the turn card.
The turn card.
I'm not afraid.
And a 6 comes off.
Never afraid.
Give me an 8.
So what that means is Jim Overman must catch an 8. Otherwise, Tony G is going to double up here.
I don't mind.
Here
Whatever
comes
it comes,
the river.
it comes.
Well, it's a 5.
It's a 5. It's not an 8 yet. No. I'm going to take everything you have.
I'm next.
Everything. And it's going to be like 5 minutes.
Oh, man.
I'm going to destroy you.
Well, he needs to work a little bit on his grace after winning pots, I think. But
you
that's
guys
his
are
style.
taking things too personal. This is just a poker game. We're just having a friendly poker game. That's all we're having.
Well, he's right about that.
Have you paid everything? Have you
I
paid
agree
me
with him there.
properly?
Well, a couple people berating him in the audience.
This is, man, I'm gonna
and I'll tell you something, he's a
I'm
great
gonna
trash
take
talker. It
everything
is
you have.
within the rules.
Everything.
It's part of poker.
And you got 5 minutes.
That's his biggest strength in his poker game. He does it to perfection.
So will these guys crack under this verbal abuse of Tony? Will it finally get to them?
Making me crack.
How long can they keep their composure?
This is a barrage.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back on the World Poker Tour from Paris.
The Aviation Club is located on the Champs-Élysées. It's in the heart of Paris. Certainly the nicest poker club all over the world. For sure it's the best food in the world, I mean, without a doubt. And we have private rooms, library, television room, bar, open. This year we double up the field, got 205 players, which is wonderful. Paris is one of the nicest places in the world, so it's very fun to come and play in the middle of it.
I love it, yeah. I love playing the aviation.
I just love the place. I keep winning it. Simple as that.
You have to come and see it yourself. You really do.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. We are down to 3 in Paris.
Now Tony G vaulting into second place by winning that last pot. Surinder Sunar from London, still our chip leader though. And Jim Overman, the American, in third place.
Surinder get it blind.
The antes, the blinds have gone up. It's a $3,000 ante with a 15 and 30 blind. Here we go. It's going to be on the American, Jim Overman.
Waiting for the aces.
Tosses Jack Deuce this time.
Put it in.
Around to Surinder.
Surinder looks down at 8 deuce of spade.
Should have got a bigger cap.
Now Surinder's the kind of guy that takes yoga, really tries to improve his concentration, and he's going to need it against this guy on his left. Very distracting.
Well, you can't let all that chit-chat bother you. Certainly Surinder's been around the poker world a long, long time. He's heard it all. He's seen it all. So I can't imagine anything that Tony G says is going to affect him. And he calls.
He's going to take a shot here.
Can I take a peek?
Tony's going to look down at his hand now.
Yes, you can, Tony. Yes, he looks at a 6-3.
And he says check.
It's a bad hand.
Announcing he has a bad hand, and he's telling the truth here. Here comes the flop. Well, the flop is 7-4-3.
Tony's got a piece of that. He's got the 3s and an inside straight draw.
Yes, he does. Surinder has nothing, of course.
And it's going to be on Surinder first to make a decision.
Well, Surinder checks.
Let's see what Tony does with this.
Well, Tony says, okay, give us a card.
He's going to play it sneaky.
Not surprised he checked right there.
Ace of spades on the turn.
Notice Tony looks over at Surinder and not the 4th Street card. He just wants to get some kind of indication if the card helped him. So he looks at Surinder rather than the card on the board. Well, Surinder bets on 4th Street, and without hesitation, Tony G calls him with bottom pair.
Beats him in the pot.
Well, Surinder has to catch an 8 to have the best hand as the cards lie. The 5 comes up, he'll have a 5 high straight, but Tony will make a 7 high straight. So it's going to be interesting to see how this pot develops.
Golden or river, that's what I think.
Here's the river.
See the river card?
And it's a 3. This gives Tony 3 threes at the river.
But Tony doesn't even look at the board. He is just staring at his opponent surrender.
Now, the problem for surrender is, for him to win this pot, he must bet at it. He cannot check and possibly win this pot.
Yeah, go all in, baby.
There's 133,000 on the table.
Now look at this. Tony is talking it up, saying go all in. Now usually strong means weak and weak means strong, but he has reversed it here, trying to induce this bet. Will surrender fall for this?
How much you charging, sir?
Ooh, he says, how much are you charging me? Just trying to egg him on to bet this hand. And will surrender go for it? Remember, if surrender checks, he's virtually just telling his opponent, take it. You take this pot. I don't even want it.
How much, man? Put the clock on.
Now Tony's saying put the clock on him.
That's what I want.
Well, I'm a little
one of
amazed
these
at
guys
that.
put
Every
under the
aspect
gun.
of psychological warfare going out here at this final table by Tony G.
Call.
The surrenders bet this 200 grand. Tony's quickly called this.
Bye-bye! I'm gonna rip you apart so hard. All your chips, everything.
Well,
Everything.
He's the devil.
I made you bluff.
I mean,
so
this could
hard.
put you in the rubber room, this kind of
Punish you
move.
so hard, and you're gonna suffer so much, man. You will never want to play poker again with me, ever.
well, I got to tell you, folks,
Whatever he bets,
he takes no prisoners when it comes to verbal abuse.
Bet big.
He did it to Peter Roach,
This is what I
he did
want
it
him
to the
do. This is
American,
what
and now he's
did.
doing it to surrender.
Now, I'm the captain. I am the captain, and this guy has just doubled me up. This guy is just going to double me up.
Well, we don't think that Tony G's gone too far, but we're not sitting at the table playing with him. Shauna Hyatt's with someone who can give us their take on what they think of the Australian airbag.
I'm going to be the best player in the world.
I'm here with great European poker champion Marcel Lusk, and there's definitely a line. Do you think that Tony G has crossed it?
Well, he's crossing the line in a way of his behavior is getting worse, and he wins a pot. He goes out of the line a little bit. I think they should stop him a little bit. Let him have fun, but let him behave.
Does he deserve a penalty?
No, he deserves a warning, a serious warning. And a cup of coffee, black coffee.
Thank you.
Well, the verbal venom continues from Tony G here. This time his wrath aimed at Surrender Sunar.
He doesn't realize that man is a karate black belt. Maybe not the guy he should be abusing here at the table. He's got Jack Deuce this time.
Well, Surrender folds. Now Tony G looks down at Queen 6 offsuit.
How deep are you, buddy?
A little more than last time.
Trying to see how many chips Jim Overman has left.
140,
It's about 275,000.
300.
Important lesson in No Limit Hold'em. Know how much your opponent has.
Well, mathematically, I got the best hand now. Like if I was playing, I would put everything in.
Well, look at this.
This time, have you looked at your hands?
No.
Could be aces. Could. I'm gonna raise.
Well, Tony's going to raise it. He comes in for 90,000.
Might be the worst time because Jim has a pair of eights. He's gone all in.
Yeah, and he goes all in. He quickly goes all in for about 275,000 here. A great play by Jim Overman right here, in my opinion.
How much is he charging me to knock him out?
And now Tony G faced with a decision here. And what he's looking at is the size of the pot, and do the pot odds justify him making this call in this situation?
Is that all it is?
That's all it is.
Let's go.
Sure.
There's 372,000 in the pot. Cost him 183,000 to call. He's getting a little bit over 2-1 on his money. And if he gets lucky, he can knock Jim Overman out of this tournament.
Well, the pair of eights did not work out a few hands back for
Give me
Jim.
2-1.
This time he could double up. They could turn it around. Will it be his hand tonight?
I call.
He is going to call it. So mathematically, he's getting the right price to call here. Remember the first hand of three-handed play. Jim Overman had 2 8s. Tony G had 2 10s. Tony G won that pot and doubled up here. Now Jim has the 2 8s, and they're the favorite. Can he be lucky and have the 2-8s win for him, or will the 2-8s be his nightmare at this final table?
Here we go.
It's 9 of diamond, 3 of
Flop comes up
hearts,
9, 3, 7.
of diamond.
So far, so good for the American.
Set flop.
The only man with a true job at the table, still alive here.
Right now, Tony G's going to have a lot of help here.
Turn card coming up.
He got the 6 of diamonds. That gives him a flush draw.
Queen 6.
Gives him more outs.
I don't like your hand anymore, Jimmy.
We will see in a minute.
So he can win the pot with a diamond, a queen, or a 6.
The shop foreman, his poker destiny on the line here. Last card to come. Here it is.
Oh, it's a queen. Tony G has outdrawn the American. Poor Jim Overman. 2-8s. His nightmare here at this final table.
I didn't mean anything at all. I didn't mean anything. Really, it's just a game. I swear to God, it was just a game for me. I swear.
Tony over here apologizing for the evening. A little late for that.
I couldn't lay it down.
The shop foreman got a little unlucky right there, but he is going to pick up 203,000 euros, which is about 253,000 US.
He's only been playing poker 2 years. He qualified online for $100, yet he's taken home over $250,000. What a week he's had here in Paris.
We are going to watch a great heads-up battle between the Melbourne Melt and Surinder Suna coming from Paris. Stay tuned. We'll be right back on the World Poker Tour.
Well, as is the custom on the World Poker Tour, when we get down to heads-up play, we break out the money.
Voila.
Over €1 million.
You know, it looks a little like Monopoly money from here, but it's the real thing.
Well, there we see Isabelle Mercier. She's the international public relations consultant here for the Aviation Club. The champagne, the cash, the title, bragging rights, it's all on the line right here, right now. Who's going to capture this World Poker Tour title?
Okay, let's dance. I hope I have ace.
We are in a virtual dead heat right now in terms of chip count.
Surrender then is first to speak. It's
It
even
is
better.
a fascinating battle
Now I
between
can
these two.
re-raise.
So much on the line here. The pressure is intense.
Good luck. I hope the first one's a lucky card. The second one's tough to hit. Once you hit the first one, the second one's really tough.
Surrender looks down at Queen 9 here.
Oh no.
It's tough enough to play your own hand, but you got to hear this rambling at all times too.
I haven't looked, so you don't have to worry.
He's on surrender. He's taking his usual time.
Surrender. You don't,
Well, he limps in. He just
put it in the middle,
calls.
and then I'm going to see what to do. This is a joke.
Tony belittling his
You're attacking
opponent.
us. I feel like you're attacking me. You are attacking. I can see your eyes as well.
Tony trying to get in his face.
You got to get darker glass.
You talk about the poker bully.
Now look, I'm going to find the big hand. And if I
That's
don't
him.
find the big hand, I'm going to check, and I'm going to beat you. It's even worse. So you hope I find the big hand. That's what you're hoping for now.
And this guy is relentless. He just
That's your
never
best
stops
hand.
the chatter.
He's brilliant.
He looks down at his hand, finds 8-4 of diamonds.
Okay, I got a bad hand. I can't get over an ace. I've got both cards under an ace. But even so, I'm going to check.
Well, he says check, so we're going to have a flop here. It's Queen 9 for surrender,
See the
8-4
flop.
of diamonds for Tony. Here comes the flop.
It's a 6 of spades, 2 of
Flop is 9-6 deuce, a nice flop for surrender. He's flopped top pair here.
Yes, he has. Beautiful flop, but look at Tony. He has not looked at the board. Hasn't looked at the flop. He's just looking at surrender.
I checked blind. I just looked in your eyes, man.
Now notice he checked. He hasn't even seen what's out there in the flop yet. Just staring surrender down. How would you like this guy looking at you like that?
It's not a pretty sight. Make me very nervous.
36.
And surrender bets 36,000 with top pair.
36,000.
And Tony G has really nothing. Just 8 high.
You betting half the pot on me?
Well, notice what he said there. You're only betting half the pot on me. He's suspecting that small bet might be a sign of weakness here. Does that mean he's going to raise it, Vince? No, He's staring at Surrender, trying to get an indication of the strength of his hand. Surrender staring back at him. Looks like two champion boxers before the rounds begin, staring each other down.
Oh, he's going to get daring here.
Wow. Folks, he's raising with absolutely nothing.
Another 104,000.
Raises at 104,000 here with no hand and no draw.
No balance either.
Now Surrender has top pair here. He's got a pair of nines with a queen kicker.
But it's pretty scary when a guy like Tony G stares you down, out-talks you, and then comes over the top.
Folks, this is what poker's all about, making correct decisions. And believe me, Surrender is faced with a big decision right now. It's how to play this hand.
What the tenacity of Tony G not wanting to let go of this hand.
Well, he's just trying to take this pot away from Surrender.
We know, of course, because the WPT camp, Surrender's got the pair of nines, a queen kicker. It's pretty solid.
Oh, and he's going to call it.
Very quietly.
So Tony G cannot like that, Vince. He's got a red 8 and a red 4, no hand and no draw, and his opponent's called a $104,000 raise.
Here comes the turn card.
Well, the turn card is a 5. Now, that card does give Tony G a two-way straight draw. He can catch a 7 and make a straight. He can catch a 3 and make a straight.
Well, it gives him a little bit of hope, but
still he has nothing right now. Does he want to check and try to catch a free card here? If Surrender allows him to do so, remember, he bluffed with the re-raise on the flop. Will he continue to fire at this pot?
$201.
He's going to do it. 201,000, folks, on a bluff.
He's throwing the tray out there, betting 201 grand. Just incredible pressure he's going to put on Surrender.
What do you do if you're Surrender here with the 2 nines?
That's nice, huh? You got to like it. It's a nice bet.
Well, it is a nice bet, I'll say that for him.
It's a sweet bet. It's not much.
It certainly put confusion in the mind of Surrender. There's no doubt about that. And it would you too if you were sitting there at that table, believe me. But he makes the call. So give Surrender credit here. He calls the 201,000.
He's made the right call so far. This could snap Tony G back.
Well, can he dodge the straight now? Right now, Tony G needs a 3 or a 7 to come up to have the best cards. Here we go to the river.
Trouble lurks. River card coming up.
Well, the river card is the 4 of hearts. So Tony's made a pair of 4s.
Whoop-de-doo.
I'm all in.
Oh,
but he goes all in.
Gotta love this.
Unbelievable.
Incredible gambling, Mike.
Folks, he has fired 3 consecutive shells at this pot. He raised it on the flop. He bet on the turn with no draw, and now he's bet a pair of 4s, all of his money. And remember, Surrender calls this. It is over right here. Surrender will be our champion. But let me tell you, folks, if you're sitting in Surrender Sunar's seat right now, do you want to put $650,000 in the pot with just a pair of 9s? If he puts in the $650,000 and loses this pot, he won't have but $20,000 left, which means he can't even put in a blind.
Tony G, the 30-year-old Australian Melbourne mouth, making a huge play here with just the pair of 4s. Will it work?
Well, Surrender was walking the dog, as we say. Maybe he felt he had the best hand. He wanted Tony to keep bluffing at it, but now he's in a pickle jar. Can he make this call for $651,000?
It's going to be tricky. Still does have top pair with a queen kicker, but there's so many things that could beat you out there. The way Tony's played it, can you make this call? It would be over if he calls this.
He lays it down.
I got a 4 on the river. I had an 8. Was I going for a 7 from heaven and I missed? But I had the heart and the commitment to this game to win the spot.
This is amazing.
He's right about that. He made the commitment. He shows the 4 and the 8.
Show me. Don't be afraid.
Vince, I got to tell you,
this is
in my view, Surrender lost that pot because he lost control of taking the lead there.
All the way. All the way. If you have anything, just call. Close your eyes and hope I don't hit.
Let's go back to the big play of the night. Surrender Sunar with top pair 9s with a big queen kicker. Was outplayed when Tony G just kept firing.
I race.
Well, Vince, but I would fault Surrender for not taking command of that hand.
Cool.
He lost control of it. He wasn't the aggressor. He let Tony become the aggressor in this pot,
I'm all in.
and it cost him dearly.
But I had the heart and the commitment to this game to win the spot.
That would have been the tournament for Surrender sooner. Hats off to Tony G, who just made a phenomenal last bet.
This Surrender is brutalized. This is brutal.
We'll be right back with more from Paris here on the World Poker Tour.
Welcome back to Paris and the World Poker Tour. Well, so far in this heads-up match, everything going Tony G's way.
How about this 87.5?
He now has about $1.5 million in chips. Surrender with $600,000. And the price of poker is going up, Vince. We're now playing with a $5,000 ante. Blinds are $25,000 and $50,000.
That is big time. And let me tell you something. He's calling himself the table captain. He's made himself the captain. Not with just the best hands. He makes it work here. Tony G in great form.
Well, let's see if Surrender can come back here.
He's got a nice hand here. He's got a pair of sixes this time. He's going all in.
Well, I don't blame him for that. He's bet $595,000 here, folks. In the meantime, Tony G's got a Jack-8 offsuit. I can't imagine what he can possibly be thinking about here, Vince.
Who the heck knows? I mean, the man feels invincible at this moment.
It's not looking good, Surrender. You're going to have to win this one, I think.
This is a $545,000 raise he's facing here. He's got Jack-8 offsuit. All he has in this pot is a big blind.
543.
How much?
543.
I call.
He is going to call this.
Folks, I cannot believe he's made this call. I know everything's going his way so far, but how you call over $500,000 with a Jack-8 offsuit, I don't know.
Heads up, you give me some free money and then you have to face this.
Face this. What is it? Actually, it's almost a 50-50 coin flip.
Well, you're right. That's what it is. 2 sixes for Surrender. Jack-8 for Tony G.
I'm not going to lay down. It's not going to play. You're going to have to beat me.
And if Surrender loses this pot, it's over. We're going to have our champion, and it's going to be Tony G from Australia.
Three of these chances.
Here we go with the flop.
3 of diamonds.
Well, it's 3 Queen 9. Now that gives Tony G a straight draw also.
If a 10 hits, it's all over, right?
He can also win the pot with a Jack or an 8.
This is magic time. There's a lot of outs.
Let's see the turn card.
Surrender holding his breath. Everything on the line.
Here's the turn. No.
Well, the deuce comes off, so right now it must be a Jack, a 10, or an 8. Or Surrender will double up and take the lead once again.
And Surrender's starting to chant. Last card's coming up. One card from the title.
Well, it's a 3. Surrender Sooner has doubled up there. And Vince, I got to tell you, if Tony G ends up losing this tournament, he can point right to this hand as to where the critical mistake was for him. In my mind, he was in command. Everything was going his way. And now he's doubled up. He's put momentum back on the side of Surrender. And now Surrender is our chip leader once again because he opted to gamble here in this spot, which I think was a very bad play.
It's scary, isn't it, Surrender? The only difference is I had no fear and you were shaking, man. That's the only difference.
What a shot in the arm for Surrender. He's got to love that. Now it's on Tony G.
Well,
Buttons on Tony is going to be first.
Got a 10-8 offsuit this time.
I'm all in.
Look at this. He's going to go all in with it.
unbelievable. $850,000 he's bet here with 10 high.
Man has no fear.
Look at this. Surrender looks down and finds a blackjack. He's got ace jack.
He's got a pretty solid hand.
But still, it's $850,000. He just saw the guy tilt on the last hand. Is he tilting again? That's what's going through Surrender's mind. Does he really have that big a hand?
It's a big one.
Well, Tony says he's got a big hand.
Well, this time he doesn't. He's lying about this one. Mixes up his lies quite well.
Well, the last time Surrender could have ended this tournament when he had the top pair. He didn't call at the river. Will he make the same mistake again?
Well, they're both forced to play all-in poker at this point. No massaging left. And right now, let's see if it works for Tony G. Can he get the man with ace-jack out of this?
Well, he stands up. He rubs his head. He knows if he plays and wins this pot, it is over. He'll be our champion. On the other hand, it's an $850,000 bet. Does he want to flip a coin for this title? Remember, there's $500,000 in real money on the line, as well as capturing that trophy.
First time at a final table on the World Poker Tour. Surinder Sunar, regarded as one of the great poker players in the world today, finally having his opportunity here. And he can put the Australian away with this. He's going to call.
He's done it. He's made the right call. As the cards lie, Surinder's about a 2-1 favorite.
And Tony G looking like he has some problems here. Not quite with the same confidence as he was a few hands back.
You know, you have to think he overbet this pot, Vince.
Close to $1 million for the first place prize, plus the WPT guaranteed seat at Bellagio at the championship. So much at stake right now. Surrender can taste it.
This is a lucky hand for me, this man. This hand is amazing.
Now Tony G is going to talk himself into this.
This hand is my favorite hand in the whole.
Well,
it better be.
We'll see what happens.
Now remember, if Tony G wins this hand, he will be a monster chip leader, but it won't be over. Yes, Surrender will be on the respirator, but he won't be out.
This is fun, man. This is fun, man.
What drama here.
I dreamed about this hand all my life. 8-10.
Well, here we go. Can Tony G get lucky and stay alive?
Let's go for it.
Or will Surinder Sunar be our champion? Here comes the flop. Comes 7. Oh, he's hit the 10 right on the second card off.
I don't like your hand so much. It's okay. It's all right.
It comes 10, 7, 5.
A 9.
Top pair for Tony G.
Well, right now, Surinder's going to have to catch an ace or a jack or 2 running cards to make a straight or a flush.
What a sickening flop so far for Surrender.
Well, it's not over yet, but right now, Tony G's in the driver's seat to win this pot.
Here comes the turn card.
Now a diamond comes off.
Well, that's good for Surrender. He's got 4 diamonds now.
Yes, he does. Surrender can win this pot with a diamond, an ace, or a jack.
That's a 2 of clubs, Surrender.
Tony G trying to stay positive. He's 1 card away from elimination. Anything can happen on this river card.
This is agonizing. Oh, it's a 9.
I made it straight. Look at this.
Well, Tony's made it straight, but it means nothing. Surrender is
6,
6.
7, 8. Yeah, I made it straight.
Oh, he's playing dumb to boot.
Sorry, Surrender.
Oh.
But you had the unders all the way, baby. You don't the only thing you don't realize it, right? Because I've put you all in every time.
Now he's getting a lecture from Mr. Lucky over there.
Everything.
I mean, to make things even worse.
I'm going to be the best.
Oh, man.
I got it.
This is unbelievable. Look at
But
Surrender.
so much online.
Folks, I'm telling you, this guy is a professional player, one of the best in the world, and look at the expression on his face, how sick he is.
Oh, get out the smelling salts.
Surrender down to just a little bit over 300,000. Tony G with over 1.7 million now in chips. A commanding chip leader. And in great shape to take this title now.
We are coming back from the Paris Pain Center in just a few moments. Stay tuned on the World Poker Tour.
Welcome back to the Aviation Club of France and the final table of the Grand Prix de Paris. Now back to the call of the action with Mike Sexton and Vince Van Patten.
It's like all in every hand. He's got to win 2 in a row.
Folks, this place is stunned here in Paris.
Then we start again.
Virtually everyone in here pulling for Surinder Sunar to win this title.
And if you fall 2 times,
I guarantee you one thing.
And you have to win 3 in a row.
Tony G really doesn't have a whole lot of friends.
Good luck, Surrender.
The weird part is when you get Tony off the poker table and away from him, he's really a pretty good chap. But certainly at the table, everybody hates the way he acts at the table because it aggravates everyone.
He is entertaining, though, and he is brilliant at what he does.
In the meantime, Surinder Sunar's picked up 2 jacks here on the button.
Yes,
Just enjoy to have these right now, considering you're on a short stack like you are.
Whatever you do, doesn't matter.
He's got about 350,000 left.
Jack High is pretty good heads up. I'll tell you, it's like favorite.
Oh, man, he's giving poker lessons to Surrender.
Even I've worked that out. Play enough online, you work that out.
I'm all in.
Well, Surinder's gone all in.
Yeah, he's going to play it hard with a pair of jacks.
I call. Come on.
Tony calls him with a Jack 4 here.
I can't believe this call.
This is amazing. I told him before for over $500,000 with a Jack 8. Here he calls $350,000 with a Jack 4. Unfortunately for him, he's up against two Jacks this time, meaning right now Surinder Sunar is nearly a 9-1 favorite to win this pot.
Oh, man, that is just devastating right now. And how quickly he called. This could be a major mistake. It looks like it at this point.
It's a nice hand. I wish I get those kind of hands.
So Tony just gambling, just trying to end
Stay
it,
true to my
Vince.
word, man.
He thinks he's going to get lucky on one of these hands.
10 to 1 on favor.
Maybe he will.
10 times. He's not going to win.
All right, here comes the flop.
It's a king, 5, and an ace.
So right now, Tony G in bad shape here. He's going to have to hit two running cards of some sort. Otherwise, Surinder is going to stay alive in this tournament. He needs a queen or a 10 to get a tie, 2 4s to get a win, or a deuce and a 3 to get a win. Well, there's a deuce.
That's not a good card, Surinder.
What that means is if a 3 comes off, Tony G will make a 5 high straight and win this title.
I'm the favorite, man. You know
This would be the ultimate fatality right here.
Can he do it? Here we go.
Well, it's a king. So Surinder Sunar takes that first step to coming back by doubling up and staying alive.
Tony G. Gonna duct tape it up a little bit. He's a little ashamed, a little shocked.
We have to win one more time and we start again.
Well, Vince, his philosophy is if I put him in enough time, sooner or later I'm going to get lucky and outdraw him. But I just cannot go with that justification. To me, when you're in command of a tournament, you know, you don't call $550,000 bets with a Jack 8 offsuit, and you don't call $350,000 bets with a Jack 4. I'm sorry, I can't go along with that play.
So we just have a great back and forth battle between these two.
Well, Surinder Sunar taking that first step back on the comeback trail.
And if you pass, it gets worse the next
The
time.
blinds are now 40,000 and 80,000. Big time poker action here.
To fight back from 300,000, can he do it? Vince, if he does so, it will really be an amazing performance by him.
Well, it's a great battle. It's a battle of contrast. And right now, Surinder looks down at the king 6 of diamonds. He's going to go all in with this.
Oh, cool.
Tony picks a pair of 10s. He's called it.
And right now, Tony G in a commanding position to capture this title.
He's got the pair of 10s against king 6.
Good luck, baby.
I can't say he's been patient this evening, but he's been gambling. His instincts have been impeccable. It's backfired a couple times, but down the stretch, deep into the heads-up competition, he is over 2-1 favorite right now.
Have a bit of fun with it.
If the 10s hold up, he's going to be our champion. Can Surinder Sunar get lucky and outdraw his opponent here?
The winner's going to take home $845,000 US dollars. The guaranteed seat at Bellagio at the championship next season. There's so much on the line right now.
High drama here in Paris tonight. Here comes the flop. Well, the first card off is good for Surinder. It's a 6 and another 6. Surinder has outflopped him.
Yes, he has a 9 with 2 6s. He's flopped a set.
Wow.
Just incredible.
Well, right now, Surinder is a nice favorite to double up here.
1 more 6.
Can he dodge a 10 or 2 runners?
This is maddening for Tony G right now. He's got to be hating this. The turn card coming up.
Well, in fairness, you'd think Surinder is due to get lucky one time here. It's a 9. Now, what that means is if a 9 or a 10 comes up, Tony G will win this pot and be our champion.
He does have outs. It would be a miracle. He can make it all happen right now.
Can Surinder dodge a 9 or a 10 and double up and take the lead?
This is what it's all about. Title at stake. Here comes the river.
Yes, he does. He dodges it. And look at Tony G, stunned. He knows the trophy was on his mantle. Had he made those 2 10s hold up, he couldn't do it. Now he breaks into a grin and sits back down. The battle continues. What drama we're seeing here tonight.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. We are in Paris, France. The luck's just swinging back and forth. Tony G looking little desperate right now. It's been a long 4 days. The title at stake, so close, but yet so far.
Well, here we go. Action's going to be on Tony.
He looks down at a king 3 offsuit. He's going all in with this.
All in.
Well, he knows the king high is favored over random hand. He goes all in for about 850,000.
Surrender's going to look down. He sees an ace.
Look at one card, it's really good.
Good luck to you.
Surrender likes his first
Vince,
card.
this is the first time we've heard Surrender speak
I
today.
just call you that looking at the second one.
He's going to give a little trash talking back to Tony.
Yeah, look at this. He looks at an ace.
Yeah, I got you this time.
Good luck.
I call you.
Just after looking at one card, he calls him. He goes with his instincts. Great call by Surrender Sunar.
Do I need to look at the other one?
Yes.
Said, do I have to look at the other one?
You do it.
Yeah. Doesn't have the heart to look at the second one.
Well, it's a 7.
It didn't matter. He's in front with his ace
Surrender
7
has the
versus
best
king
hand
3.
this time.
Well, he's almost a
King
2-to-1
three,
favorite
king 7.
again to capture this title.
Give me an ace.
Crowd on its feet once again. But we've seen it all happen here tonight. Being in front doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win this.
Let's do it.
And you see how sick Tony G is. He knows he has to get lucky to stay alive in this tournament.
Okay. Let us see the flop, please.
And here comes the flop.
Accidental.
Well, the flop is Queen
Does not
10-6.
help either player. It's Queen 10.
That means Sunar is out in front with the ace still.
Surrender's still in the lead with the
Yes, he is. Right now, Tony G is going to have some help here.
2 cards to come to take this championship
One
down.
more card.
Well, here comes the turn card. It's a jack. Now that gives Tony an open-end straight draw.
He's got a shot here.
Well, it eliminates the king from winning for him because that would give Surrender an ace-high straight. So right now, he needs an ace, a 9, or a 3. If he doesn't catch an ace, 9, or a 3, Surrender Sunar is our champion.
The other card. And thank you.
Here's the river in Paris.
All right, let's see the river card.
It's a 6. A karate chop by Surrender. He is our champion. What a battle we've witnessed tonight here in Paris.
Very worthy champion Surrender Sunar. Finally outlast Tony G.
You see both players totally drained after this match, Vince, and how can you blame them?
Look! Come on, Tony! I have the big heart! I have it, baby!
And now the champion to the Grand Prix de Paris, Surrender Sunar. It's been a great week here in Paris. For Vince Van Patten, Shauna Hyatt, and everyone at the World Poker Tour, I'm Mike Sexton saying thanks for watching, and until next time, may all your cards be live and your pots be monsters.